want to talk to you about the magic of Messenger bots because we are here for the mini chat Meet the Speakers. We've got, I think, the most amazing, crazy, awesome, personality filled human, Kelly Mirabella, coming to rock this show, talking about bots. And we are also here because Kelly is one of the speakers at the Conversations Conference. So I'm going to send this over to the amazing Tamila, who is going to give us all sorts of info about what's going to be happening at Conversations in September. Here we go, Tamila.
Hello, Many Chatters, part 16. I don't know what even series we're on for Facebook Live. I feel like we're living on Facebook Live at this point. This is our home. I'm so excited to have Kelly and Molly on our show this week. They are powerhouses in the messenger marketing space. I feel like they're the unofficial mascots of ManyChat, a part of our family. And I really want to talk to you about today, what are we doing with Conversations? So we're a little bit more than a month away, and our agenda is packed. We have finalized Ezra Stone, Mari Smith, Neil Patel, including Kelly Mirabella, who's going to be on the show. And I cannot wait to share all the information and the great content that we brought to you together. We're covering literally every single part of the ecosystem, from multi-channel marketing to how to bring it all together, the future of consumers, how to deal with Facebook changes. And this Conversations Conference isn't just going to teach you how to create bots. It's going to teach you how to create multi-million-dollar businesses that are going to last for years with the knowledge of these experts. And another thing, I don't know if we've mentioned this before, we're going to have a huge party on Saturday to celebrate all the hard work that we've accomplished this year and that you've done to build your companies using ManyChat. And plus, something I haven't covered before, we are going to have a lot of opportunities for networking and speed networking to meet speakers, to meet the influencers that you're following online. And so with those packed information, I think this conference is going to be one for the books. You know, we're going to make history this year. And I'm so excited to have Kelly on the show. Kelly Mirabella runs Baby Got Bot. She runs these 80s quirky inspired videos and does a lot of training to help people understand the power of Facebook Messenger and messenger marketing. And if you want the speaker notes, please message Baby Got Bot on the bottom, and we'll get you also a 15% discount. Again, I'm so excited to have Molly and Kelly on the show this week, and I hope to see you in Austin. And I'm going to give it back to Molly.
Amazing! Oh my gosh, so much goodness. Thank you, Tamila. And I think right now we're about to embark on Melly, which is the Molly and Kelly. So good. So I just want to tell you a little bit about Kelly Mirabella before we bring her on. And I know you want to see her. So give us all that Kelly in the chat below. Give us all the likes and the hearts. I personally want to say the biggest gratitude. I just want to give the biggest gratitude to her, because if it wasn't for Kelly Mirabella, I would never have really started using bots. I had a ManyChat account, and I was kind of like, meh, whatever. And then Kelly was sitting next to me at this event with Mari Smith, and she turned to me and she was like, hey, did you know that you can combine messenger bots with Facebook Live? And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, if you pre-schedule your video, you can set the bot up with it ahead of time, which is what we've done today. You can use it to get the show notes plus a 15% discount when you give us the word Baby Got Bot below this video. At that moment, my mind was blown. I went home and I learned everything that I could about messenger bots. I am so, so grateful for that moment that Kelly and I had. And just this speaks to the type of person that she is. So not only is she a live video expert, a messenger bot expert, she is also creating the new course that's coming out for ManyChat, which you all are going to flip out for because it is so good. She is, I'm sure for you and for me, the go-to person that when we're like, oh my gosh, I've got to hack this thing, figure out what it was. Kelly's brain works in a way that very few people have brains like Kelly's. So she's so generous with her time, so generous with her brilliance, and we're bringing her on right now. Give a big ManyChat welcome for Kelly Mirabella.
What up, party people? My cheeks hurt from smiling so much. That was such an epic intro. You're like going to be my intro gal all the time.
Perfect. I love it. I'm always giving you the biggest shout outs because I'm so flippin' grateful for you. So this is going to be amazing. We've got stuff that we're going to cover today about personality and your bots and creating bots that people actually what? The people actually that they love. Yo. Yes. So, okay. So I've got some questions for you that I've never asked you in real life before, and I'm stoked to bring them out right now. Oh my gosh. George is like super.
I love me some George Jimenez.
I know.
Oh my gosh! By the way, he took my photos at Social Media Week Lima, and just whoa, it was amazing.
Oh my gosh, so good. Hey, I loved seeing all this stuff from Social Media Week Lima. I also just want to clarify something in case, because some people get confused, and I really should clarify this more often than I do. But my name is Molly Mahoney, not Molly Pittman, which I should actually. At the mini chat meetup in New York, somebody came up and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I want to let you know that you're the reason that I'm using Messenger, or, and all Messenger bots because your course." And I was like, "You're in my course?" Like,
I don't think I would remember that.
And it was Molly Pittman, not me. So I'm Molly Mahoney. But Molly Pittman is amazing also. Okay, so we are going to talk about magic that's going to be happening at this conference. So you're going to be at the conference?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hello. I'm going to add a poll to see who else is either thinking about it or maybe going to actually be there. I'm going to put the poll up on the screen in just a minute. But before I do, or while I do actually, I would love to hear from you. Like, how did you get started in the world of marketing in general? So I know it's like a way back story and there's many things that you were doing before Messenger bots. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I have a degree in marketing, and I used to work for a home builder. This was, 12, almost 13 years ago. And my first job out of college was selling homes for a living. And then the market crashed and I ended up going back to my roots in marketing. And I would work in the marketing department for the small builder. But when the salespeople got sick or were on vacation, because of my background, they'd send me out to the sales office, and it was dead slow because the market had crashed. Anyone who knows real estate knows that this was a rough time. It was like 2008, 2009 kind of time. And I got bored. And because I am a millennial, I'm a very early millennial, I'm like on the cusp. I knew all about, Facebook and Facebook pages had just come out. Yeah, that's about right. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take some pictures and I'm going to put them on a Facebook page and I'm going to give them a YouTube channel. And we were literally nobody. When I say nobody was doing social for business, I'm talking Dell, who was the only one. And this is like, Dell was like the first large company who ever did social media, if anyone can go back that long. So I started way back, way back, and it became kind of a thing and it worked. And they started selling homes because of all of the action they were getting. We sold homes to people like in other countries because we sold a lot of military because they were able to view and do video tours and all this stuff.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So I started a little side hustle back then because my current employer wasn't paying me enough, and I started doing social on the side. And then in 2010, I started Stellar Media Marketing. So been doing it a while.
What? I love it. 2010, what an awesome year also. So 2010 started Stellar, I can't talk, Stellar Social Media Marketing. And then when did you get into the live video thing? Because I know that was a big
live video. I was like 2 weeks late from when Periscope launched. So if anyone is familiar with Joanne Pham, the amazing Joanne Pham, who is the woman who created the Perry Girls, I was the second Perry Girl. I helped her to create the Perry Girls. So I was dominant on Periscope for a long time. I was dominant on Meerkat. I personally thought was better, but that's just me, yo. The community on Meerkat was amazing. And then as soon as Facebook Live came around, because of my roots in Facebook, I was like, oh no, boom, this is going to be me. So I was one of the very first, this back, 2000, I don't even remember.
It's in 2016. April of 2016.
I was like one of the first people. I was like, oh, I see this as a thing. And I released my first course, which I made like 10 grand on back in 2016, which is amazing because I didn't spend any money. And I did a Facebook Live. It's called Facebook Live Pro, which I released
I love that you had to like think about
of 2016. And I've always been a huge fan of live broadcasts. Still to this day, I use it heavily in my Facebook group.
Yes, I love it. And so if you're not in her Facebook group, you want to get in there because she does amazing videos about what is your Facebook group? How do people find it?
Go search Baby Got Bot or go to facebook.com/groups/Baby Got Bot.
Baby Got
Bot.
Okay, so now, and if you want to join us at the Conversations Conference where you're going to be able to I loved what Tamila said. This is not going to be just about using messenger bots. This is going to be building out million and multi-million dollar businesses.
Yes.
What? You want to make sure that you give us the word Baby Got Bot. That's all one word below this video. Reply to the message that we send you from ManyChat. And then we're going to send you a message with information about a 15% off discount for the Conversations Conference and also a written guide that goes along with today's show, which is going to be so cool. Our little show notes. I dig it. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Also, I'm going to be giving away some tickets, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. So you gotta stay with us, y'all.
Okay. So we have a secret word coming that you have to be here. Even if you're watching the replay, keep watching because Kelly is giving away tickets to the conference. Yes. And she's going to give us a secret word here today that we can use to go
24 hours because I'm giving away all these tickets tomorrow,
tomorrow. So if you're watching in the replay, as long as it's Wednesday, when are you giving away the tickets? Tell us.
The 31st. That's tomorrow. I'll probably give them away around 2 p.m. because I have to wait till all my ads and stuff stop.
Okay. Perfect. That's so funny, right? Okay. I love it. So now you've already been a social media expert, like rocking it. You love live video. And then this little thing called a messenger bot comes around. So tell us about how you learned about messenger bots. And wait, and before you do that, look at this poll. Let's check it out. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, y'all.
Everyone.
Okay. We have 31% of us are joining. The people who know what's up are joining us at the Conversations Conference. And we've got 69% of you that are at a maybe. So our goal today is to get you to the place where you are like, hello, I am totally going to be so mad at myself. I am going to lose so much money if I don't get myself to that conference. Because when you're at conferences in real life, this is when the real stuff happens. So you want to actually be there in real life. Okay.
Real quick, I just want to say to JP, it's not, you're wrong. You owe me $5.
Oh my gosh, JP, it's not. You're right, because I know what it is, and I have it actually on my agenda. But good, that would be amazing. Okay, and if you're watching this in a watch party, because we got watch parties going on too, make sure. Hey, I'm going to comment to our watch party users. Make sure that you come over to the real video because I put. For my watch party anyway, I put the link in the description. So join us because we want to see your comments. We want this conversation. Yeah. And Carrie is going to be there with us.
I can't wait.
So awesome. Where is the convention at this year? Thanks for asking, Brad. So it is going to be actually in Austin.
What?
It
Austin's
is
a pretty freaking cool town, man.
And the hotel is ridiculously amazing. Isn't that hotel awesome? Oh my gosh, so good. Okay. So I'm hearing an echo. So I'm going to let you talk about how you first started using messenger bots. Like, tell me the whole thing.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things where you remember exactly what you were doing and exactly where you were. I was sitting on my couch and I was playing on my keyboard on Facebook because I'm a Facebook gal. That's like my jam. And I remember going through the feed, the timeline, the news feed, and there was an ad. And it was actually for a competitor. I don't even know if ManyChat was around yet, to be honest. It was like this competitor. I would call them not really a competitor anymore, but back then it was a different company. And the ad said, if you come, we have this new tool and it's amazing. It's going to revolutionize Facebook marketing. And if you comment, we will immediately send you a Facebook message. And I was like, what? That's not possible. Whatevs. And I did it to test to see if this was legit and it worked. And I was like, so at the time they were selling this product for like, I think it was like $400 lifetime access. And I was like, oh, this is worth it. Cause I know, I've been doing this long enough. I can see when things are going to be big. Okay. And I knew that this was going to be big. And so I went and I bought it and I used it several times. I didn't even start using ManyChat until probably after you and I talked. So you were using ManyChat before me. And it was after that conference. We're talking about Social Media Marketing World.
Yes, we were at Social Media Marketing World at an event that Mari Smith hosts.
Yeah.
And just that interaction at Social Media Marketing World, like, look, I didn't realize that you hadn't been using ManyChat at that point either. But I'm telling you, like, getting into real life situations, like Brad just said, he thinks he's going to be able to pull it off and join us. I love it. Brad has an awesome bot. So if you get out of your little space behind your computer and actually meet human beings, that's where
amazing things happen.
Literal magic happens. So yes. Okay.
Every time I go to a conference, I make like mad money. Like seriously, it always pays me back because I'm really strategic, but I also like make sure that I connect the connection and what you learn with the people sitting next to you is sometimes more powerful than anything you'll learn on stage, to be honest.
And sometimes you need to like process what you're learning from the stage with the people next to you also, which is what happens too. Okay, so you got to social media marketing world. We had the conversation that changed my life. Thank you. And you started using ManyChat.
I did. I started using ManyChat. And, you know, because I'm like the quintessential squirrel distracted person. I'm always like, squirrel, squirrel. So there was a lot of squirrels between me talking to you and getting to ManyChat. But once I did, I sat down. And it was probably the end of 2017. I sat down at probably December is when I kind of get everyone else to go, all my client stuff to the wayside. Mama needs to focus on her business. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it now because I've been using this other tool. It's not doing everything I think it can do. And I went and I looked at ManyChat and I became addicted. And anyone who has ever like used ManyChat for the first time, you become addicted because you're like, your mind explodes with the possibilities that are available to you and how, for me at least, it was so intuitive and so easy. And this was before Visual Builder was released, which, by the way, Visual Builder was like life-changing for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it became this thing where I became addicted and I just started like, I want to figure out everything I can about this. I want to learn everything, which is probably why I have such a depth of knowledge because I tried everything.
Yeah. So I want to speak to this for some of you who are like, I get overwhelmed because there's so many possibilities, because I think like, this is why I love going to Kelly to ask these questions. Cause I think sometimes if I posted the questions that I have in like a Facebook group, I would like break people, like their brains would like break in half, but Kelly, I know can like handle the depth. The cool thing about ManyChat is that you don't, like there's so much possible, but you can get amazing results with just using the tiniest little thing, right? Which is so cool. Yes, Joseph says he's going to move heaven and earth to pull it off and make it there. I love it.
Maybe we'll win a ticket, Joseph. If not, we got a 15% coupon if you type "baby got bought" one word in the comment below.
Oh my gosh, get it right now. Okay, and George thinks that the keyword is squirrel, which I think is so funny because
that would be funny. Oh, George, we should have talked beforehand because that's clever.
Okay, and then just like for how much we twin all the time, Brad said, I almost said focus Mahoney because that's what I ask my community to say is like, give me focus Mahoney because I have such bad squirrel syndrome. But he was like, but it was Kelly that said squirrel. Speaking of squirrel, let's get back. So funny. Okay. So once you got into ManyChat, it's like, and for those of you that feel this way, that you are a ManyChat addict and you realize like it can go on forever and ever and ever. And then like yesterday, what happened with the flow builder with the key? Oh my gosh, it's so cool though.
So amazing. It actually makes everything easier. I don't have to go out and like create a keyword. I could do it all right there. It's amazing. I love it.
It's so good. So I have two questions about this part of it. So just to jump ahead to what happened yesterday, and I'll explain that. And then I have two questions for you. So yesterday I was in there building a flow. I was editing a flow that was already built. And I noticed that this flow had an extra thing in it. It said that it was connected to a keyword. And I was like, oh, that's cool and cute. Like, awesome. Then I paid attention and I realized, oh my gosh, you can actually, when you're building out a flow, you can actually connect the growth tool to it right there within the flow builder. There. Because it saves so many steps. And I love the fact that ManyChat is listening to us and actually adjusting things because of what we need as users, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the fact that Kelly is going to be creating, or is actually right now in the process of, has created this new course that's going to be the official course for ManyChat.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so awesome. So how are you going to keep up? Well, first of all, here's my two questions. One, like, can you give us kind of an overview of what people can expect with this course that's going to be free? And how are you keeping up with all these changes?
So one of the things that the marketing team at ManyChat and myself had discussed when I started building this thing out is that we wanted it to be a lot shorter. The original one is 13 hours of totally awesome content, but a lot of it is, as normal with digital courses, out of date. So that was really hard to keep up because it was very long. And so what we wanted to do is create something a lot shorter because it's easier for people to go through and get the basics and get a foundation. And also it's easier to update if the videos are shorter. And if anyone who's ever watched a Baby Got Bot video on YouTube, you know I try to keep them real short and concise. So that's really one of the things we wanted to do. So the idea is we are going to take a fitness coach and take her from never created a chatbot before all the way through the process of how she created a full-on messenger bot with menus and
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is there a person that you actually are doing this with, like a fitness coach that you know?
No, we created our own.
Okay. So are you doing like, are you like role playing the fitness coach in these?
Yeah,
videos?
I am actually. No, I personally am not role playing. I am building it for her. So I'm like the agency person who built it for her. But we do walk through and then we let people know this is how you can kind of think about applying it to yours. So the idea is we walk you from beginning to end in about 3 hours. Or less, actually. I don't even think it's 3 hours. I think maybe
Awesome.
an hour and a half. But we walk you all the way from the very first steps of what you need to do, all the foundational stuff, to growth tools, to flows, to, to delivering lead magnets and running ads and doing broadcasts and the whole nine. And then, so that is done. It would have been done. It was done sooner, but we had to completely redo it because they discontinued BotMap, which they just announced recently. Completely reshoot everything. And now we're just doing final edits on those final videos. And then we'll also have a library of what we call blueprints, by the way. And that's going to be like, how do you set up like a Facebook Live thing? How do you do like a webinar sign up flow and that sort of thing?
Amazing. It's going to be so good.
I'm so excited.
Cool. So good. So good. Okay. Awesome. 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 So if you guys have questions that come through here as we're going through all of this, I would love to have you give us a cue in the chat and then write the question because that helps us to find the questions. But Jackie asks, when will it be available? Do you know? Or is that kind of
it was supposed to be available this month, but because of the reshoots, it's delayed.
Okay, yeah.
I'm hoping next month. I mean, everything is pretty much done. It's just ManyChat's like really busy getting ready for this conference. So a lot of like the feedback and stuff has been pushed to the side because it's not the priority right now is let's get to conversations. But I'm the last conversation I had, we're looking at August. So very soon.
So good. So good. Okay. Cole Whitty, I love you so much. And you were in Austin and you better be at this conference, but you gave us the code word, the keyword baby bots, and it's baby got bot.
Baby got bot.
Baby got bot. Okay.
I wish I had a sticker.
It's
somewhere.
On there. It's okay. It says it right here.
Oh yeah, right there. I have one on the back of this sweatshirt.
I mean, what? Okay. I love it. So, well, let's talk about conference and what you're going to be talking about.
Yes.
So we all know it's like the elephant in the room that we don't always talk about, that there are people out there who create really annoying bots that get subscribed from and give bots a bad name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to help us fight against that.
Yeah. So the idea is, there's been a lot of, I follow, like, because I'm a social media gal, outside of just doing bots, I do social media management. I follow a lot of different pages and blogs, and there's a lot of surveys going out with, hey, how do you feel about messenger bots? And a lot of people are saying they're annoying. And I'm like, whoa, we got to fight this, friends. We got to fight this. So number one, there's a lot of misconceptions out there. But I think one of the biggest issues is that people that are building are coming into it and maybe not applying best practices and maybe breaking some rules or bending some rules, whether they're doing it on purpose or maybe they just don't know. And so what I really want to focus on in my talk is this idea of taking subscribers and turning them into fans so that you are not only just sending out this information or helping them get what they need, but they're excited about it. And they will never, ever say, like, if someone says, hey, do you find them annoying? They're out there going, well, you should see Molly's. Hers is awesome. And that's really what we want. And it's just, it's really important to me because it's a message I want to make sure that we can spread, that messenger bots are incredibly useful if they're not made to be annoying or spammy.
Yeah. And so I know with a lot of changes that are happening, there are people who are like spreading rumors that are simply not true, that like, we're not going to be able to use messenger bots anymore, or the rules are changing, but the rules haven't actually changed. The rules are actually staying the same.
It's exactly the same.
You're not able to break them like you used to.
No, and I think that is a big, and still, I mean, tomorrow's what, July 31st. This is when the deadline for Messenger subscription messaging changes over. And people are still like, wait, what? What's this? Or I heard that ManyChat's going to be charging us now. I'm like, oh my gosh. Or did the rules change already? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the rules have been the same. So we could talk about that for like 400 hours. And if anyone has questions about that, give us this here.
Yeah,
Amanda's in the house. What? So let's talk about, do you have any, like, I know you're going to be doing a whole session on this at conference. I know we're also going to be on a panel together, which I'm so thrilled about. So cool.
I'm super excited.
But do you have some little nuggets that we can have today that, like, the first step when you're looking to create a bot that people actually want to hear from?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the most important things that all marketers should be thinking about when it comes to building your messenger bot is setting expectations. And this actually goes outside of just messenger bots.
Yes.
This goes from your email. When people sign up for your email, when we set the right expectations and then we deliver on those, people never get mad because they know what to expect. And I mean, the analogy that
with your clients, right? It's like people,
I mean, I'll tell, like, for me, for instance, just in my own business, I tell people I don't take calls. Like, you have to schedule a call with me. This includes my clients. And I've had maybe one person in 10 years say, oh, that's not going to work for me, but that's okay. So, you can't be mad if you know what's coming. So setting expectations, by far the most important. Don't, because you know what happens if you don't set expectations, people feel tricked. And that's where you enter spammy territory. That's when they start. It doesn't matter what the rules are. Honestly, this goes for email marketing. This goes for messenger marketing. It does not matter what the rules are. It doesn't matter what the law says. What matters is what the end user thinks. If the end user thinks you're spamming them and they block you, sweetie, your page is going to get shut down soon. Okay. Yeah. So you avoid that by setting expectations and delivering.
Totally. 100%. Okay. So can you give us some clues as to how you could set those expectations?
Absolutely. There's quite a few ways, and a lot of it depends on how people are coming into your bot, but your welcome message is probably the single most important place to do this. This is a great opportunity for you to introduce your messenger bot as a messenger bot assistant or a bot assistant or whatever. Let people know how they can unsubscribe and make it clear how often someone might receive a specific type of message. If you do plan on doing like sequences or that sort of thing, just lay it out and give people options. Listen, when I send out a message, you will get an option for everything. You'll get two positives and what I consider a negative. So a yes, and a no. And I always allow people to say no. So let's say I do an event reminder, which, by the way, I do it properly. Okay. So people will get, hey, we're live, or we're at the event, or it just started. And you said you wanted this, you're coming, right? And then they'll say, so I'll say, heck yeah, or I'm ready, watch live, or not right now. But I'm going to give them a not right now or no thanks, because you always want to give people another option. Otherwise, number one, you're not being conversational. You're just being broadcasting, which is not what messenger marketing is all about. But also it increases the chance that you're going to get an interaction, which, hello, 24+1. And you allow that person to have a choice in the matter because you're setting the right expectations. People change their minds. They get busy. And if you don't give them those options, then they maybe forget why they're in the loop here, or they get angry because they feel like they're stuck because you're not giving them a way out.
And it defeats the point of it being a conversational tool. What it turns back into is you throwing information in their face rather than giving them the opportunity to be a part of the conversation.
Exactly. Now, I want to do one other example that I find a lot of people are having issues with is that the conversion of ads. So ads are not converting. Messenger ads are not converting to the level that people think they should. And I find a lot of times it's your ad copy not being crystal clear that, this is going to pop up in Messenger, because then think about your Messenger inbox. Email is not so much this way as like a private place anymore because we get spam so much, but your Messenger inbox is where you chat with your family. It's where you chat with your friends. So if you're not necessarily clearly and explicitly expecting your Messenger to pop up with that ad that you just clicked on, you're going to be like, whoa, unless you're a marketer like us. All the marketers in the house are like, no, that's super cool. We have just marketers, but like regular Joe is going to be like, whoa, what's this? Why are you coming into my box, yo? And it's because you need to be ridiculously KISS method. That's the keep it simple, stupid method for those of you who are going through that process early on. I think they changed it to keep it simple.
Silly.
I'm just trying to tell you, keep it silly, stupid. There you go. Or
keep it silly, stupid. Oh my gosh.
Super, super crystal clear. And that's going to help your conversion right there.
Yes. And I think another thing that happens with ads, which oh my gosh, can I just say something to be super honest right now? We've had like a spam attack on this page. So I don't know if you noticed that I went into like weird mode of not actually being present and like.
I was wondering what was going on over there.
I just want to thank you for taking over because I was like doing this on this side because I was blocking someone. So we're all good now. Live video is super fun. That hardly ever happens on Facebook. On Twitch, it happens all the time. So I've like got a system down for handling it, but it always puts me into a little bit of like a panic mode.
Totally
so I can't speak English, but I can now. So what I was going to say is there's one thing that I know we've spoken, not talking. There's one thing we've spoken about here on one of our shows. I think maybe it was with Manuel, which was about Facebook ads when people are, and I love that you are like doing all the different things. You're doing the sponsored messaging. You're doing all those things.
I'm testing everything.
Yeah, it's so good. So I have noticed that a lot of people, when they're using ads that have a messenger objective, so the objective is to get a conversation started in Messenger, the way that Facebook reports that back to us is deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I am by no means a Facebook ads expert. I would defer to my girl Amanda Robinson for that. But yeah, I mean, Facebook has been like long history of deceptive data. So I think it's important that you're looking at your data on your flows as well as if you're using like UTM tracking or anything. I don't know what Manuel was doing, but
the one thing that I think, UTM tracking is a perfect idea. Hey, I'm actually doing a show about that on Wednesday, tomorrow.
Hi,
What? How good. With my good friend, Chris Mercer. Okay. So the thing though, that it says is that it says how many conversations, I can't remember the exact terms, but it's like how many conversations have been started and how many there's two different versions that it'll show you in the tracking. One is how many messages you've sent to someone, but if they don't actually click that button, they're not actually inside as a subscriber. So just because you send them a message does not mean that they are actually converted into a subscriber. So what Kelly's saying is so crazy important that you've got to make it clear to people what they need to do right in that very first message.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so many ads and so many ways to set them up. And I'm actually doing ads week on my YouTube channel this week. All week videos all about Messenger ads. So
that's super fun. I love it. Okay, so those are really amazing. There's so many ways that you can set expectations. I love that. Well, let's talk a little bit about making it more fun.
Making it for fun? That's our fun.
I know, but I think that like for you and I, that's something that comes across as like an easy, obvious thing that we would do. But for a lot of people, they're like, well, I'm not Kelly. I'm not wearing my 80s get up. Like, how do I actually do this?
Something that I talked about in a presentation that was like this that I don't know if I'll have my window I went from a 45-minute presentation at Social Media Week Lima to I have 30 minutes. So I might have to cut it out. But the thing is that you need to, I think my brain just went flat. I got to think about what you just asked me.
About personality. So like, how do you make it fun?
Yes, so I think that if you're not like a personal brand, if you're a personal brand, let your personal brand voice come out. Right? Like, here's the best compliment I ever got from someone was I knew I was in a messenger bot, but I felt like I was talking to you. And that's really what I want to come across because I'm setting expectations so they know it's a messenger bot, but they hear my quirky personality. I use GIFs, I use emojis. It's the language I use. I mean, like when you meet me in real life, I'm pretty much this person. So except for when I'm like exhausted from being this person. But if you aren't a personal brand, maybe you're a company, or maybe you're just not a super exciting, crazy person like me and Molly, then I think another option is to create like a mascot is what I would call them. So you would actually create a brand mascot persona. And before you even start writing copy, I would really recommend that you build a character out and think about visually, what would this character look like? How do they speak? How do they talk? Are they clever? Are they fun? Are they an animal? I had a MikaBot for a long time. I've actually transitioned away from MikaBot and gone more into a personal brand, but MikaBot is my well-known messenger bot assistant, and MikaBot would do things. And Mika's still around when I'm busy, Mika will still jump in and be like, I'll go drag Kelly from whatever child is attached to her leg. And, I'll go fetch her. So use like if it's a dog, you're going to fetch, you're going to do things like that and make kind of, my dog was very energetic and fun and make little dog animal jokes, like saying things like, great, I sold that from the tiger. And, so fun with it. But before you even write your copy, create this brand asset, if you will, this mascot, and really build it out so that when you build your copy, you could go through your list of what that mascot would do and say, is this flow, is this copy reflective of that? And that's how you can kind of change it up.
Yes, I love it. And I think that having a character like that can be so great for freeing up the way that you write this copy. I know I was trying to bring up some photos, but I can't find them right now. One of my favorites is Lindsay Padilla and Emily Hirsch had Marty McFunnel.
I love it, Marty McFunnel.
So everything was Back to the Future based.
Yeah.
And then she said that it totally was amazing in her Chattanooga.
Chatta is the messenger bot for the Chattanooga Real Estate Investors Alliance.
Okay.
So they have a play off of your company name, which I thought is very clever as well.
I love it.
And you guys, you don't have to always be fun and outgoing. I know that Shelly asked, what if you're not like outgoing and stuff? But you don't have to be. Like, seriously, what best represents your brand? But the key here is that you always have to remember that messenger marketing is conversational marketing. So it has to at least feel like we are having a back and forth. But sometimes the simplest bots and the best bots are just, hey, I just need to get you the information you need. And you don't have to do a joke to do that, right?
Yeah. Totally. I'm getting crazy echo again. I don't know what's happening.
Let me see if I can maybe put my headphones on.
I know.
Don't get.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. If the audio is going in and out now, then we have proven for a fact that Kelly and I actually indeed break Facebook every time we go live. Perfect. All right. I think, Kelly, we should probably wrap this puppy up. Great questions that were coming through. Really, just make sure you follow us here at ManyChat. Make sure you follow Kelly over there. And once again, I'm Molly Mahoney.